Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about setting up your Pinterest account for success. Here on my YouTube channel, I have got a lot of Pinterest related videos, but most of them are about growing your Pinterest account. But I realized that I do not have the foundation of creating a successful Pinterest account, which is setting up your account. So if you are brand new to Pinterest, maybe you don't even have a Pinterest account yet, this is going to be a great video for you. But if you are like me, when I started my blog, I already had a Pinterest personal account that I created in high school, and I was just sharing fun things on there. I had boards that were all over the place, and I had to convert that into a brand account that represented my blog. So if you are in that same position, I'm going to share some tips with you as well. So if you are ready to get started, let's just go ahead and get into it. The very first thing we need to talk about is the difference between a personal account and a business account. If you are getting started and you have a personal account, it is very easy to transition it into a business account. But if you have not created a Pinterest account yet, make sure that you create a business account. It is free, but there are more features that come along with your business account, and it does make you look a little bit more professional and get in good terms with Pinterest, because once you have a business account, you can add your website, you can verify that website, and you can apply for rich pins, which rich pins perform better than any other pins on the Pinterest platform, because you are telling Pinterest that you are leading to a verified website, so they trust you a little bit more. So you get access to all of those features plus analytics, which is really going to help you grow as well. So if you are getting started, you want to make sure that you have a Pinterest business account. Now, with all that out of the way, when you actually set up your account, you're probably thinking about your name. What is going to be your name on Pinterest? What is your profile picture going to be? What is your description? How many boards are you going to add? What boards are you going to add? And all that fun stuff. So that's exactly what I want to share in today's video. So from the very beginning, you need to think about your name on Pinterest. Now, my name on Pinterest is very, very long because I got in before Pinterest changed their rules. Now you are only allowed to have 30 characters as your name on Pinterest. So before, people were using it as a place to include a lot of keywords, and I still highly recommend that you include important keywords in your name, but now you only have 30 characters. But here's a little trick for you guys. When you are transferring your account from either a personal account to a business account, or when you are setting up your account at the very beginning, the character limit does not apply. So if you have a really good name that you want to add there that includes all those keywords that's pretty long, you want to make sure that you do that at the very beginning before the 30 character limit applies. But just note that once you have that name there, you cannot change it, because if you do, then you're dropped down to those 30 characters. The way that my name is set up, it says Catherine Manning, which is my own personal name, and then it has a vertical line and it says The Content Bug. That is the name of my blog. I wanted to make sure that I had that keyword up there as well. Then there's another vertical line and it says blogging, SEO, and Pinterest tips. So when I set up my account, I thought about the keywords that would mean the most to my Pinterest account and my blog, the keywords that I for sure wanted leading to my account. So when you think about your name, you need to make sure that it accurately reflects you, your blog, and the things that you talk about. If you are stuck on that 30 character limit, honestly, do not worry about it. What I would recommend for you is to include your blog title. You can skip your own personal name unless your blog name is your own personal name. And then you want to make sure that you include at least one keyword that is relevant to your niche and what you talk about. I feel like we just went on for a little bit too long about the name. So let's just go to the picture, because that's so very easy. A lot of people have their Pinterest picture as their brand logo, their blog logo. But guys, it's not personal. And Pinterest is a social media platform. It is a little bit personal, and you want to make sure that you're creating a good connection with your audience from the very beginning. So I recommend having a pretty close-up headshot, kind of the way that the image is cropped right here on this video. Have a headshot similar to that, a photo that you feel confident in, a photo that you look good in, and have that as your profile picture, because that is going to connect and resonate with a lot more people and make you look like a real person. The very last thing when it comes to setting up your top main header section of your Pinterest account is your Pinterest description. Now again, you do have a character limit here. I think it's 150 characters, but it may be 160 characters. I'll include the right count here, but you only have a certain number of characters that you can include in your description. And this is your place to really tell your audience who you are and what you're about, but it is also the place where you should include your keywords. So the layout that I recommend is start out with one sentence explaining who you are, who you target, so your main target audience, and what you provide. So in my description, it specifically says that I help bloggers achieve XYZ, and that is the information that they are going to find on my Pinterest account and on my blog. And then the second sentence that I include is a little call to action. So this is a great place to include those actionable keywords. So for me, I want bloggers that are searching grow your blog. I want them to find me. So I include that in my second sentence, and I lead them to one of my paid products that they can sign up for. Now let's talk boards. boards, because this is something that is so important to creating a successful Pinterest account. If you do not have high quality boards that you can share pins to, what is the point in having a Pinterest account? So you want to make sure that you have good boards from the very beginning. And you're probably wondering, how many boards should you have on your Pinterest profile? As a very beginner, I would recommend starting out with at least 20 boards that you own. So these are not group boards, these are boards that you create and only you pin to. And I would recommend having 20 of them. Now you may be thinking, that's a lot of boards, but guys, I have over 80 boards on my Pinterest profile. 30 of them are my own boards, and I did not start out that way. Over time, I built out those boards. Once I realized that I was talking about certain topics and that I could create boards that related to that, then I built out those boards. So from the very beginning, you need to think about, what are you sharing on your blog? What is your foundation and what is your niche? For me, it would make absolutely no sense if I had a board that was like sharing recipes or sharing fitness ideas, because that's not something that I share on my blog, and it's not something that I share like anywhere within my brand. So it just doesn't make sense. All of my boards revolve around digital marketing, personal development, and kind of all that work stuff that you guys obviously know that I talk about. So you need to think about the foundation. What do you talk about and what boards can you create, and build it out from there. Now, one of those boards needs to be a brand board. So I have a board that's just called The Content Bug, and that board is home to all of my pins, only the pins that lead to my website. And that should be the very first board on your Pinterest profile, is your brand board. It kind of sets the stage and lets people know that you do have a website that exists. And if they want to learn more, or if they want to find out what blog posts you have on your site, they can just go to one board and see everything that you have. So one board needs to be a brand board, and 19 others need to be other boards that relate to your blog and what you share within your brand. To go a little bit further, you need to think about the title of your board, writing the description, and selecting a category. And this is all Pinterest SEO stuff. If you want to learn more about Pinterest SEO, I have other resources for you included in the description bar down below. But when you select your name for your board, or when you enter your name for the board, you don't want it to just be fun and silly and kind of like fluff. Let's say you have a food board and you call it yum yum. That is not helpful at all. That is not a keyword that someone would type into Pinterest and search to find you. So you want to make sure that your board titles are to the point and include important keywords. So if you have got a recipes board, you can title it dinner recipes, breakfast recipes, 30-minute or less recipes. You want to make sure that you have those keywords right in the title of the board. Seriously, no fun, just business when it comes to the title of your board. Now, when you are editing your board, you can select a category. So Pinterest has a list of categories that you can select from. You want to make sure that you select the one that is most accurate to the board. This will just help to make sure that the board and the pins that you share on that board are kind of matched up with other relevant pins. And when people search for a certain category on Pinterest, your pins will appear there. So you want to make sure that you select the category. And then the last thing you want to do is write your Pinterest description. Now, I do not want to go into all the SEO, but you do need to make sure that you are writing your Pinterest description. And it's really easy if you just do it from the beginning. Whenever you create a new board, write your description, make it a few sentences, include some keywords, and you are good to go with your boards. But as a bonus tip, I would recommend creating board covers for all of your boards. And this is the image that appears when you are looking over your Pinterest profile, all of your boards, if they look cohesive or not, honestly. So the easiest way to create a board cover is to just create a square graphic. You can do 1000 pixels by 1000 pixels, create a square graphic, upload it to Pinterest, pin it to that board, and then select that cover as your board cover, and it's gonna make it look a little bit nicer. And the very last thing you probably want to know is, what's the deal with the header in your Pinterest profile, or the images that appear at the very top of your Pinterest profile. You actually only have two options when it comes to those images. If you did not know, those are pins that appear there. So if you have any square images or you have any horizontal images, they may appear a little goofy compared to when you have the right size vertical pins. It's going to appear perfectly in that header section of your Pinterest profile. But the two options you get to select from, or if those pins are going to appear from a certain board. So you can select one board and your most recent pins shared to that board will appear up top, or if you're just going to share your latest pins up top. Now, what I would recommend to you guys is, when you have a brand board, select that board and make it so all of your brand pins appear up top. It will help to make sure that your branding is just on point. And that is it for this video. I didn't want to talk about group boards specifically because the next video I'm going to upload is a complete guide to group boards. So I'm going to share how you can find group boards, what group boards to join, what is the point of group boards, in my group board strategy. So I'm going to go all into that in the next video. So make sure that you subscribe to my channel. I do upload new videos every 3 days. Like this video while you're down there, and I'll see you guys back here really soon. Bye guys.